right, so this is going to be part 2 of that mini series that I've been trying to do just on YouTube. Obviously, I'm incorporating some of the SwingVision videos, so I'm not putting this on Spotify. But it's funny. I was about to prepare for this part 2 to tell you, hey, the draw's out, who I'm going to play, etc. And I see that I get a default in the first round. And so, I don't really know how to feel about that, because if the name of the series is I'm trying to win a round, I think those ATP tennis brothers, I don't even know if they would get a point if you get a default in the first round in their higher tournaments. Obviously, I get nothing, right? So this is a nothing tournament. It's a pre-qualifying to get into a qualifying to get into the main draw of a tournament. And, so again, I don't know how to feel about it, because I'm looking at the draw here on my phone, and it's pretty big. It looks like it's a 64-person draw with no buys in the first round, and they have 15 seeds. And it's 2 matches on Friday, two matches on Saturday, and 2 matches on Sunday. So you have to win 2, 6 total matches in 3 days. That's tough, especially on the old guys. 6 matches, again, just to get that wild card into the main draw. Or if you lose in the finals on Sunday, you'll get that wild card into the qualifying draw. So I, being unranked and unseeded, and having a mid-9s UTR, right? 9 point, I think last time I looked, I was a 9.7, which is pretty good. I'm proud of it. But some of these guys in this tournament, the UTRs are 10, 11, 12s, and 12 is very high. And so I was scheduled to play the 5th seed Friday at 1:30. And then I looked him up. His UTR, I don't have access to like the full UTR. I think you have to pay a little extra. But it was 12 point something. I don't know what the something is. Is it 12.9, 12.1? I don't know. But long story short, it's in the 12s. And that's probably some of the best players I've ever played is in the 12s. I don't think I've played anyone higher. And I think I bet you there's a lot of pros that have some UTR in the 13s. Like if you're a 600 in the world pro, I'm just guessing based on sort of what I've seen on the internet that you're probably in the 13s, maybe 14s. I'm not really 100% sure. But it's funny because the UTR app, you can get this on your phone. It sort of shows people local to you. And funny enough, Taylor Fritz, who's 7 or 8 in the world right now, I guess is technically local to me since he's a San Diego guy, and I'm in Temecula, Murrieta, which is sort of close to San Diego. So it shows his UTR to me, and he's a 16 point something. And then so I looked that up, and I found out that UTR rating goes from 1 to 16.5. So a 16.5 is the highest you can go. So I'm assuming if you're number 1 in the world, you're a 16.5. I'm not sure, but I'm assuming that. And Taylor Fritz is a low 16s, 16.1 or something like that, for being like number 7 in the world. And so if I'm a 9 point something, 9.5, and I was about to play, let's call it a 12.5, it's a pretty big jump. 10, 11, 12, that's a 3-point jump. So if this person that I was going to play is a 12.5, 13, 14, 15, it's the jump from the person I'm going to play to Taylor Fritz is sort of similar. So I think you can see the level of talent and experience of the person I was going to play. And so before I got on right now, I saw the draw. It was not default yet. I just saw who I was playing. I was like, oh, wow. Looked him up. I don't want to name names. I don't know yet how I feel about, I guess it's fine to name names. I don't know. But right now, I'm just going to stay away from naming names. But long story short, it's this kid in college, goes to the University of Arizona, plays on their tennis team, and I saw some videos on him. He went to where Carlos Alcaraz, where his coach has like a camp. So he went to that camp. He's a probably a full ride guy at the University of Arizona. Amazing talent. I even saw some videos of him on YouTube, and I was like, man, um, obviously I want to win, but I was secretly like hoping to keep it a little close. Like, hey, maybe I could raise my UTR by playing really good against this kid who's in the 12s, 12 UTR. Um, and so I was trying to be realistic with it, that I'm probably not going to beat this young kid who's 6'4". I looked up, everything, like trying to look up more about him. This young kid who's 6'4", in college, probably playing the best tennis he's played in his life. Young, agile, not, probably doesn't get tired like me quickly. Probably hits hard. Obviously I said tall, so probably good serving. And then I watched him on the video just smacking the ball, just hitting it nice. And I was looking forward to taping it actually and eventually showing it to you all. But like I said, I just looked at the draw again 5-10 minutes prior to jumping on here and saw that it said I got the win. And the way they post it is usually they'll put withdrawal or something like that, and they'll put like a little, I forget, they put INJ or injury or something like that. So I haven't looked up too much into the NCAA tournament, but I know Arizona was in the tournament. And I want to say they got to the Sweet 16, and that means that they would have had to go to Florida and play in Florida at that place that Matt Flanagan, when he was on, told us about that he works at. So I'm assuming it's something like that. I don't know. I don't remember when I signed up for this tournament, but you can sign up pretty early. And so maybe he signed up and then, their team went far. Maybe he's playing doubles. I don't know all that. I have to look into it. It would be sort of interesting. But like I said, I mean, I'm assuming that's what happened here. And so I got I don't want to say the win, but I got to go forward now to round 2 automatically. So I've already accomplished my goal of winning that one round, like the name of this mini series. But long story short, I'll be playing at 6:30 now on Friday instead of 1:30, since the 1:31 I already technically won and got through because of the withdrawal. So I'll be playing at 6:30. And I looked up the two guys that I'm probably going to play. One is an ex-college guy, and the other one, um, I didn't think the rating looked that great. So I'm assuming the college kid will probably win, and then I'll be playing that person. But on paper, at least, and this is all I can do sometimes because, we don't have the ability always to see these people on YouTube or to play them before. But on paper, at least, I sort of match up sort of well based on the rating and everything I saw. So we'll see. My match is at 6:30. I'm going to incorporate a few more SwingVision practices into this video, which is the part 2. And then that part 3 of the video series is going to be me in that match and me commentating on it. So I really hope you enjoy it. And like I said, I'll get back to you next in this particular video with some commentary on some set play that I'll be doing with a few of my friends. And then the next part, which will be part 3, will actually be some pre-match stuff on the day of, and then the actual set play against my opponent at the Barnes Center. So I hope you enjoy, and thanks for watching. Okay, so right into it here. What we did last night, me and a couple of my buddies, was we got together, 4 of us, me, my friend Slav, my friend Joe Jr., and my friend Tom, and we decided to play some Fast 4. We had a couple hours at night, and so we just said, look, first 1 to 4 games, and then switch, and we can sort of play everyone. so if you're winning all four, obviously you're winning 4 games, then 4 games, then 4 games. You're playing 12 games total. So a good, set and a half, 2 sets kind of thing. So my first opponent is my friend Slav. Really talented player. I didn't know actually he was this old. Last night he told me he's 40 years old. He looks younger. He's just in good shape. Looks has a young face. Really nice guy. I like him a lot. We've got to know each other more the last couple years. He's a 5-0 rated player, I believe, right now, and he's playing on one of the teams that I'm captaining. Is that a word? Captaining. And so we've played over the course of the last few years, off and on. I don't know if we played a full competitive match, but we hit a lot. We see each other in drills, and so coming out last night to play these matches to 4, I actually expected to beat Slav, expected to beat Joe Jr., and expected to beat Tom, but not because my level's better, but only because I'm playing matches all the time right now, right? In preparation for tournaments, I'm playing a lot of set play, which is very important because obviously you go out and you do drills, you could do warm-ups, you do lessons, you even do 11-point games, without serve, stuff like that. It's just totally different than match play. So going out last night, I told myself, look, I expect to win. We put a little cash in each just to make it funner. So the winner gets a little prize at the end. Nothing too crazy, just something small for fun. And but like I said, it doesn't mean that my level is better than Slav or Joe Jr. or anything. Actually, I do fully believe that Slav is a more talented, just raw talent player than me. You'll see sometimes he'll throw in some slice serve on me, and I'm just like, whoa. Or he'll just decide to whip a forehand for a winner, and I'm like, man, I wish I can do things with that much ease. It seems like I'm struggling with every shot, sort of trying to think, and he's just not thinking. He's just getting up there and whipping it. I end up winning this fast 4, the first match against him. That one was in. I beat him 4-2, but we had a bunch of deuce games, so it easily could have went the other way. But again, that's, I think, one of the things that I've been happy with lately, which is I'm pulling out close matches that in the past I probably would have lost or would have went either way. And I'm feeling more confident down the line as the match goes on. And I'm pulling them out somehow. And so that's obviously a credit to my game. And like I said at the beginning of this video, I believe it has everything to do with the fact that I'm playing a lot of matches, because I'm seeing a lot of people's the different balls. I'm getting my mind ready to face difficult situations. That deuce is one of the difficult situations. It's a big point. Taking advantage of the add-ins, and even if I'm down, add out or 15-40 kind of thing, I'm never considering myself out anymore like I sort of used to. I might throw away a game and go, let's attack the next game. But my mindset's different, so I'm really happy that's going on. So let's just talk about the match a little, because it's going pretty fast since it's a fast 4. We're probably halfway through this match with me and Slav. But our serve's pretty similar. It was weird. We were both talking about it later on. It felt like it was sort of a humid night. And we both felt like we couldn't put the ball away. So it ended up being a pretty decent battle. I'm not sure what I was trying there, a drop shot. I think it worked, actually, because I got a good lob. But it ended up being one of those things where we were both just sort of not able to put the ball away. Okay, there, right when I say we couldn't put the ball away, I hit a winner. But it's probably the first winner. We were just eventually, like, it sort of became a little chess game, and I'm not very smart when it comes to tennis. You know, outside of tennis, I feel like I can hold my own sometimes, but for some reason in tennis, I'm just not thinking. I'm not using my tennis brain, and a person like Slav, I think, can usually outsmart me in tennis. You know, because he's a lot smarter player than me. You know, but lately, like I said, I've been hitting pretty good. I'm bringing up the miles per hour on my swings now a little, and so I feel like after I sort of examine last night's matches against these guys, I feel like they were on their heels a little. You know, even though I wasn't able to hit winners all the time, I felt like I was able to dictate the point just a little better. Like that right there. You know, oh, look, he's great get by him. I think he actually wins this point if I remember. Yeah, I missed that. Oh my gosh, that's lazy. But I feel like that's those small little differences. Like it's the extra miles per hour on the shots. You know, they're backing up a little. They're feeling like, you know, wow, like the ball's coming harder at me than I'm used to. You know, those types of things. Or I'll keep just one extra ball in. And I feel like it's these small things I've finally realized are the big things that end up, you know, making you win at the end, you know, make you win 6-4, 7-5. And that's the difference because I've lost those way too many times. And so, really been focusing on the small things and not trying to get out of sorts or upset. And like I said, even if I'm down, I'm not trying to lose faith kind of thing. I really apologize again. I have to learn how to export this video correctly so you guys can see the miles per hour and the scoring and all that good stuff. That's fun to watch when you're watching SwingVision instead of just like, you know, watching a video of it. Like the cool thing about SwingVision is seeing, you know, how many balls in play, where they're landing, if they're in and out, the score, and the miles per hour. You know, but like I said, I haven't quite learned how to do that yet. All I did was tape the matches on my app last night, and then, you know, I had to export them here, and so I can commentate on them. And by the way, my wife said commentate is not a word. I don't know if it is a word or not, but I've been using it. Isn't that what commentators do? They commentate? I don't know. I'm an idiot with the English language, though, so I don't really know. I tend to believe her. So I think it's like 3-2 me. I don't remember exactly. It might be 2-all, actually, for one more switch. But it's close, even though, like I said, I end up winning this 4-2. It's a very close match. And, you know, like I've been commentating on before, my return's doing me real well. My serve is not getting me anything free, and it looks not good. I think I posted like a serve picture of a small video on my story on Instagram a while ago, and I actually liked it. I had some issues with it, but it looked so much better back then than it does now. Something's totally out of sorts. One of my friends actually gave me a few tips recently, which helped a lot, but still I'm not quite there. And if I'm not getting those free points on my serves or just holding like a majority of the time or even a lot easier, it's going to be problems down the line when I'm playing some of the younger guys that hit really hard. So that's the end of that video, and I'll get you the next one right now. Thank you. Okay, so this next match is against my friend Joe Jr. Actually, he'll be joining me to tape a podcast tonight, so that'll be fun. We'll get into a lot of things here. Now, me and Joe Jr. are, I would say, just like me and Slav, definitely similar level. He's a 5-0 also. We've played a lot. You know, unlike me and Slav, who hasn't really played sets together, me and Joe have played many sets over the last few years, and I would guess that we're pretty even. I don't know, like 100%, if he's up a couple or if I'm up a couple, but don't remember if we played full-on matches. But like I said, played a lot of sets, hit together. I know him and his dad very well, both great guys. And anytime I play with Joe, I really love it because there's something about his game that actually makes me hit better. And it's weird because his level's really high. He's I think he told me last night he's about to turn 24 years old. So relatively recent college grad, played tennis in college, and honestly, I forget what school. He'll tell me tonight when we talk in the podcast. But really good tennis player. He's now coaching a little. He's doing some other stuff too, which he can talk about tonight, outside of tennis or outside the court. Recently got like a journalism degree, I think, a master's degree from USC, if I remember correctly. Really smart, really good kid, and kid, look at me, 24 years old. I'm becoming old. So, anyways, long story short, going back to his game, for some reason I feel matches mine well. Like I said, we're probably even over the course of last couple years playing each other. But there's something about his ball that, like, I like the height of it. Maybe on a clay court he would be hurting me more. I don't really know. It just seems like he has such a good grinding, type of play, and he does keep me back a lot. See, like that ball's pretty deep, but I'm stepping up to it. That one barely missed, but that was going to be trouble, right? I was going to have to take that on the rise, and I have to step forward on him. See, like that one too. Maybe now as we're watching more, he probably could have came forward on that instead of me just standing there and being able to change directions on it, and then put him on his heel. Sorry, I had to cough. Putting him on his heels and him going backwards. That ball right there too. I've been doing recently. I've been adding some high balls, and like I said, in the last SwingVision, I don't usually do that, but it's been very beneficial. Obviously, you got to put some spin on it. You gotta be able to hit that not only with height but with some speed. So it's not just floating. It needs to be something that their first instinct is to back up. So it's been helping me a lot. I remember this point. I was really tired and I got lucky at the end there. But that was a decent serve. Oh man, I could have closed that net a lot better. And I remember that was an interesting shot by him because for sure he was lining up down the line, and I sort of got stuck, almost an ankle breaker like in basketball. Like I was leaning up the line and he just somehow took it cross court. So it was a real good shot by him. See, look at me. I'm actually standing on the baseline. Not much movement. I mean, gosh, I got to get on my toes here and start bouncing around. But to tell you the truth, it just goes to show, like, this is maybe why I ended up winning this 4-game mini set here. I think I won 4-2. That's out. I think I ended up winning 4-2. But at the end of the day, we're hitting a similar ball. We're both hitting pretty good. And I just ended up, winning the game, the points I needed to at the end. And like I said, watching this video, it's sort of apparent that I'm standing there, which is obviously a negative thing on me. But I think what it shows is I'm at least dictating the point at this moment a little better, right? So let's see what happens here. See, that's just a good shot by me. I don't know if I would have done that last year. He sort of had me on my heels back left, and I decided to do it, and the pace was decent when you're there. It wasn't so loopy. I decided to get it deep cross court on him, and it ended up working. So let's see this one. I didn't realize how much I flipped my racket in my hand. It's like, how do I even keep it straight? See, all of us have to work on our serving. It's pretty apparent when you watch SwingVision how many missed first serves and how much they're actually not really benefiting us. They're just sort of going in, and we're just able to return it and start the point. And that's obviously not what you want with your serve. You want to be able to start out as the aggressor, where they're on their heels, they're moving. That's the whole point. right? That's why the pros are so good at holding their service games. They're dictating the point, and that's ultimately what I've been really realizing lately too. Is it's all about who takes that first aggressive step. I don't mean step like with your foot. I just mean that first, aggressive like step towards winning the point. Like who we're battling back and forth at the baseline. Who's going to be the first one to sort of take the risk of moving the ball a little left or right? Who's going to take that risk of going forward? And I say risk, but obviously it's not a huge risk if it ends up benefiting you the majority of the time. I guess it's less risk than reward. But I mean risk as far as it's safer to just do what I did there. Put it down the middle, see what happens. So, see, I like what I'm doing here because I sliced it down the middle, and then something in my brain told me I got the advantage go up the line there, and it ended up working pretty well. Throw in some serve and volleys. Okay, that was sort of the match point. So, serve and volley to end it, put the pressure on him. He's probably thinking, oh gosh, I got to make this in, and I'm bum rushing the net, which obviously caught him off guard there. So I got one more match to commentate on. So let me get to that. So this 4 games went a little quicker. And, I say that, in a funny way because this is my buddy Tom across the net over there. And I'm obviously the one at the bottom here in the blue. I end up winning this one 4-0. Tom is a 4-5. So out of the 4 guys last night, me, Slav, Joe, and Tom's the only 4-5. The other 3 guys, including myself, are 5-0s. So we all end up beating Tom. Tom's probably mad right now if he's listening to this. But I love Tommy. He's like my brother, and so we make fun of each other constantly, and everyone really gets mad at our texts back and forth too. We're like part of this 20-person text thread of all these guys that play tennis, and I would say 16 of them don't even respond, but me and Tom are always just texting back and forth, and sometimes other people add some stuff too, but it's mainly me and Tommy going back and forth. And then they don't even realize how much me and Tommy text off that thread too and talk, so it's pretty funny. But Tom is also a very talented player. When if this isn't a dig on Tom, what I'm about to say is a compliment. If someone fed the ball directly to Tom can do whatever he wants with it. Like he is very talented. He can put it anywhere. He can step forward. His strokes are really nice. And obviously, Tommy's problem here is that he's a little older than all of us, and he has some issues, body issues, and some injuries over the years, and some other things that I'm sure he'll get into if he ever comes on my podcast. But so, from like a health perspective, from like a can he survive the sets and with the same intensity level from start to finish, that's the problem for Tommy. And I don't know if he plays much singles, to be honest too. I know he just plays some doubles to keep in shape and have fun. So it's the set play too that I was talking about. He doesn't have a lot of that. So like I said, this video is going to go by pretty quick, only about 4 minutes I think on this one. But we had some good points. That's Tommy's special right there. Ooh, you're not stopping the drop shot with Tommy. And he'll actually scream out, Carlitos, when he hits the drop shot winner on you, just like Carlos Alcaraz. So that's why playing Tommy's pretty fun. So decent serves, but look, I'm just hitting a nice deep ball in. Like I said, Tommy, don't get mad at me, but, to comment on this honestly, I wasn't worried I'm going to lose this 4-game set against Tommy. So I'm just trying to find ways. He nails one up the line. I remember that one. I'm trying to find ways just to put him on his back foot a little. And like I commented on last couple matches, I'm not, I don't have a brain sometimes when it comes to tennis, but I've been trying really hard to think about just doing a couple patterns, doing a few things appropriately like this. I remember that. I purposely was like, get this deep cross court and let's see what he does with it. And he ends up putting it in the net, but even if he didn't put it in the net, I feel it would have been short, and I would have stepped up, right? So as you're watching me here, my footwork's not the best, but I'm taking control of the baseline usually. See, right now I'm stepping in, and he's the one moving around. And you're going to make the air when you move around. Everyone is, right? Or the air is going to come a lot easier when you're moving around. So Tommy's getting tired. He actually pulled a hammy here or a couple of games earlier. So he's not moving too good. Oh, I had to finish him with the one hand backing up the line. So that's Tommy. But, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching this. This is enjoyable to have fun with friends at night. And watching me on SwingVision is helping me a lot. It's really showing me the deficiencies. Like I tell you all, you got to do this too. Just even if it's just a regular camera, put your iPhone on a tripod, whatever. You don't need to do SwingVision. You just need to be able to watch yourself, and then you'll start to realize all the things that you need to improve on. It's been really helpful. So thanks to my buddies Tom, Joe, and of course Slav.